Moksho Jignaso Sadhaka. Wonderful friends. So delightful it is to be sitting with you every day for morning, afternoon, evening sessions, classes to study our Sanatana Dharma Moksha Shastras. We are focusing only on that. Here in these evening sessions, we'll do our Yoga Vaashishtha Maha Ramayanam as every day. It's a big text, only one text, 32,000 shlokas. So it will take time, but every day, newer shlokas, newer topics. Whether it is one big text or so many small texts. Sorry. Tattva alone will be explained to us. Narayana. Sorry. Through various means. We are fortunate that through these we are able to get into Tattva Shravana. Then we will doing our Hindi class on Vakyavrutti, explaining to us Tattvasi Mahavakya in all its details. So welcome. Let all the divine expressions of the divine divinity bless us to divinely do the sadhanas to reach out to the divinity. That's our only expectation, mang, want, sankalpa. Let us do our Mangalacharana shloka, and then in this third Leelopakhyana of third Utpatthi Prakaranam, VIGNANA, ABHYASA, VARNANAM, a beautiful VIGNANA Mother is giving. Thanks to Leela for her questions too, invoking from Mother for all of us the great Jnanam about the truth as well as sadhana to be done to reach out to it. Let us do our Shantivantra Sankalpa. Om, 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 Om Sahanavavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu, Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmabhyo. Om Yairime Guruvihi Purvam. Om Shri Rama Rama Rameti. Rame Rame Manorame. Sahasranama Tattulyam. Ramanama Varanane. Om Brahmanandam Paramasukadam. परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म भक्ति योग धर्म विद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद् गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्रीरामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः. श्री वसिष्ठादि ऋषिभ्यो नमः. संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषत् योगवासिष्ठ महारामायणोक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्ष कैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं श्रुति स्मृति पुराणेतिहास संतवाङ्मयोक्त साध्य साधनानुभव सिद्ध्यर्थं तत्रोक्त ऋषि मुनि गुरु देवता दर्शनानुग्रह अनुभव प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगत्यर्थं धर्म संस्थापकानां निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिव कृष्णादि मंदिरादीनां पुनर्वाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रु विघ्न समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्माद् क्षणाद् आरभ्य वैदिक हैन्दव संस्कृतेः धर्म मोक्ष पुरुषार्थानां सुसंप्रतिष्ठा अवाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पित सत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थं श्री वाल्मीकि महर्षि विरचित श्री राम वशिष्ठ संवाद रूप श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण स्मृति प्रकरण शास्त्रस्य पारायणम् अध्ययनं साधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। मङ्गलाचरणश्लोकाः। ॐ यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैवोपशमं यान्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः। ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शनदृश्यभूः कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञप्त्यात्मने नमः। स्फुरन्ति सीकरा यस्मात् आनन्दस्याम्बरे वनौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। दिवि भूमौ तथाकाशे बहिरन्तश्च मे विभुः यो विभात्यवभासात्मा तस्मै सर्वात्मने नमः। सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तमेकमजरं नित्यं विभुं शाश्वतं प्रत्यग्ब्रह्मरसायनं सुखगनं पूर्णं परं पावनं स्वात्मज्योतिरनादिमध्यनिधनं मायाविलासैर्मुहुः विश्वाकारमपास्तमायमभयं वन्दे विशुद्धं पदं। ज्ञानादेवात्मनो मोक्षो न तु कर्मसमाधिभिः अज्ञातोऽसौ स्वसदृश्यं सृजत्येवेति कीर्त्यते। ॐ तस्मै श्रीगुरवे वसिष्ठमुनये नित्यं नमस्कुर्महे। विश्वामित्रमुनिं शरण्यमनघं भूयो नमस्याम्यहं। तस्मै वाल्मीकये श्री गुरुतमगुरवे भूरिभावैरनताः स्मः। पूर्णानन्दस्वभावः स्वजनहितकृते आयोपात्तकायः कारुण्यादुद्दिदीर्षुर्जनमनवरतं मोहपङ्के निमग्नम् आविश्यान्तर्वसिष्ठं बहिरपि कलयन् शिष्यभावं वितेने यः संवादेन शास्त्रामृतजलधिममुं रामचन्द्रं प्रपद्ये। ओम श्री रामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्री वशिष्ठ विश्वामित्र वाल्मीकि वेदव्यास वामदेव नारदादि गुरु परंपरायै नमो नमः। श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रम तृतीय उत्पत्ति प्रकरणम लीलोपाख्याने विज्ञान अभ्यास वर्णनम नाम द्वाविंशतितम सर्गः। श्री वशिष्ठ उवाच श्रीदेव्युवाच। So, beautiful thoughts we have seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them, or 6 or 8 of them. One, when we awaken from dream, the dream body is not real. Experienced, remembered, but not real. Second, when we wake up from the dream body never exists. So too, when the vasanas in us get reduced, the stula deha will be understood to be seen but not real. Then more and more reduction of the vasanas happen, stula dehopi shamyati. The deha stulata goes away. Two things about swapna told, two things about the jagrat. Then the fifth point is, when as the swapna sankalpa deha ends, we awaken to the stula deha. So too, when through the reduction of the vasanas, stula deha tadatmya ends, we awaken to ativahika deha tadatmya. Fifth point. Sixth one, when in the swapna projecting vasanas get ended for that day. Some more may be there, but us din ke, us samay ke, that swapna purusha dissolves and enters into nidra, sushupti. Sixth point. In the same way, when even in the Jagrada Avastha, all the vasanas, when they get bursted, burnt, dissolved, removed, then one awakens to the reality which is called as vimuktata. These are the six things very vividly told to us. In the next 2, 3, 4 shlokas, uh, before that, for the Jivan Mukta, it is not the Vasana expression when he is behaving like all of us. Shuddha Sattva Abhidhanam Tat Satta Samanyam Uchyate. He has no Vasanas as we have. Yet he responds as we responded, that is from the Shuddha Sattva Sthiti only. He is in that Satta Samanya Sthiti. So his responses don't need Vasanas. That's why they won't create any samsara to him. That is called Leela. There, his tadatmya with the Sharira, his tadatmya with the Indriyas, his tadatmya with the Mana to respond to the world as we respond are Leela Matra, not Satya, not Vasana Yukta, not Ajnana Yukta, therefore not binding samsara. Such Jivan Mukta are still there so that they guide us in this Adhyatma Marga. If all of them dissolve, the moment they got moksha, dissolve, then we will never are with any gurus to guide us. So, देर शरीर प्रारब्ध जब तक है वो रहेंगे देन शरीर को मेंटेन करने के लिए जो करना है करेंगे बट ऑल ऑफ दैट इज लीला मात्र नॉट संसार what do you mean by difference in these two in samsara there is kartrutva bhoktrutva karma phalasakti and some purpose for them there is no kartrutva karma phalasakti no bhoktrutva and there is no purpose achieved है ना purpose free life is called moksha there's no purpose I am already the self purposeless life is stupidity we have to have purpose you know first in the world to fulfill our duties, later on to realize the self. After that, we still continue living, but purpose free, not again purposeless. There is a purpose again to serve the world. Post Jivan Mukti. So, the vasanas are not there in that Jivan Mukta. Still they respond out of wisdom. Not vasana, not out of compulsion, etc. With the Maya, with the Upadhis, all in control, just to continue the rules and regulations of the though kalpita the vyavaharika srishti they just behave as we do in the world sometimes or sometimes we can see so much perfection also in all those expressions they become extra cautious and careful at the upadhi level. Now in the next portion from the mantra 6 on we are told about the 5 stages which we live. 6 points are told जीवन मुक्त स्थिति is told again 5 things देखो एक छोटे सर्ग में ही how many things we are taught what are the 5 things here what is sushupti avastha what is swapna avastha what is jagrad avastha what is the moha avastha and what is the atmanubhava mukti avastha 5 avasthas we have seen yesterday again we will see just 1 1 2 2 liners before we enter into the continuation of the subsequent mantras. What are they? Ya supta vasana nidra sa sushuptiriti smruta. So when the vasanas are expressing as thoughts but no sthula deha tadatmya, that is called swapna. Vasanas are expressing as thoughts of the thoughts which appear like the world. स्थूल देहदादात्म्य नहीं है स्वप्न those expressing vasanas get ended ya supta vasana nidra when the vasanas supta they are no more needed to immediately express they are gone into bijavastha and like the doctor or any professional after finishing the work at evening 6 7 8 he is doctor but that day's work is over so he goes away from that chamber to his house or the other place. But Vachambartave night waiting. So too, when the vasanas go into suptavastha, non-expression, that is the nidra, sushupti. So sushupti is vasana non-expression, स्वप्न इज एक्सप्रेशन बट विदाउट स्थूल देह तादात्म्य. दो हो गए. तीसरा क्या है? यत सुप्त वासनम जागृत. जागृत है बट वासनाएं गुड और बैड सुप्त, वेरी मीगरली एक्सप्रेसिंग as much as required for deha tadatmya. More than that, nothing important. Either is in called murcha avastha or in a moha avastha. Absolutely dull-witted state of life. So, yat supta vasanam jagrat. It's a jagrata avastha, but vasanas are supta, not expressing. Sa moha uchyate. That state is called as the state of moha. Also murcha. तीनों गए. Now fourth one, the fifth one. स्वप्न हो गया, निद्रा हो गया, मूर्छा अवस्था हो गया, and in the jagrat with the sthula deha tadatmya, when vasanas are also manifesting as the thoughts in the mind, it is the most familiarly known sthiti jagrat avastha. The last one is what? Prakshina vasana nidra. Nidra, but prakshina vasana. Absolutely all vasanas have gone away. That state is called Turiya Shabdena Kathyate. The Turiya Shabda, the fourth state of the selfhood, the realization, the moksha. So all are based on what main thing here? Vasanas only. One side, absolutely totally vasanas eliminated, the moksha. The other side, they are not eliminated, but they are in the manifest and unmanifest form. That's leading to the nidra avastha, the swapna avastha, the jagrada avastha, and either murcha avastha or moha avastha. The presence of vasanas gives four avasthas. Finally, totally eliminating the vasanas gives the turiya moksha avastha. Naturally, what is therefore indicated? If you want moksha, exhaust the entire vasanas. Impressions. Nothing should be there in us. Nirantar Atmanubhuti, then as per the situation, at that very moment, spontaneously responding to the world, not colored by the vasanas of I am the ego, I am the upadhis, I want the sukha, therefore I do this way, I do this way, for my benefit. All of that is not there. A beautiful state. It's a Jiva Muktas are like that. Whoever comes in front, what is required for those people, that's what expresses through them. They don't have their own any personality or personal things to gain or lose. They're like mirror, just to reflect whoever comes in front. मजा आता है वो state. And themselves, they are in the turiya sthiti, atmanubhava sthiti. Isn't it? If the vasanas are there, like you and I have, then that self is forgotten. Vasana prompted specific individuality. Vasana prompted specific thoughts of wants, likes, dislikes. All of them come. And once those thoughts come, our indriyas and sharira, uncontrollable, act according to those vasanas. He is called a samsari. Atma Ajnani and Pravartana according to Vasanas. He is a samsari. Atma Jnani, no Vasana, is Jivan Mukta. Yet he is in the very same world. Such one is highly harmless. Because who harms us? Who harms his world? The one who is selfish because of his Upadhi Tadat. He has no Upadhi Tadatma. He is in the self. Therefore he is harmless. ऑल सन्यासीज दैट्स द मीनिंग. उनको जीने के लिए थोड़ा एक आध वक्त भोजन दे दो, बस उतने उससे वो लोग खुश, और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. भिक्षान्न मात्रेण च तुष्टिमन्तः. कुछ कुछ लोग तो दे डेवलप सम योग स्थिति that even for bhojana they don't depend on anybody outside. From the sukshma akasha only they take energy for survival. A little higher level people, they even dissolve the Sthula Sharira. They only live at the astral level. Sukshma level they live. Ativahika is called astral in English. Because even that dependency is not there. They are, through yoga sadhana, they achieve. Like at the gross level, we achieve through our yoga sadhana, earn money. So instead of going in public transport, you go by your own two-wheeler. But two-wheeler is, it's raining and it is hot. Therefore, you earn more money, your yoga city. With that, you buy a car. So you close the windows, put the wiper, no rain affects you, no wind affects you, no sunlight affects you. You put the AC inside, no dust, etc. So these are all sthula yoga sthitis as a human being. Financially, we become sound by earning well and we grow in our comforts level. The yogis, they rise above the upadhis only. So Jivan Mukta Sthiti, yet in the Upadhi is there, depending on world. In the Upadhi is there, very less depending on the world. Jivan Mukta Sthiti, not even Upadhi Sthiti. Dependable Upadhi Sthiti chodkar, they can be in the Sukshma Sthiti also. So Prakshina Vasana Nidra Turya Shabdena Kathyate. So what is moksha? Living life as self without any vasana prompting us to become a specified individual. No varna, no ashrama, vasana to call oneself to be Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, etc. Nor even, expresses as human but not conditioned by human. Their difference, no? Like all avatars, express as like Rama, Krishna, human but not conditioned by humanness. Because I am all pervading self. At one point, I am expressing that way, but not conditioned by that. That's the Ishwaratva. They express through Upadhi, but not conditioned. So, this state of Turiya Shabda, Turiya Sthiti, when do you achieve? Jagratapi bhavati eva. It is achieved in the Jagrat Avastha only. You cannot meditate when we are in Murcha, when we are in delusion, when we are in Swapna, when we are in Nidra. वहां नहीं होता तुरिया अवस्था में अवेकन होना. It is जागृति अपि भवति एव when विदिते परमे पदे. When that supreme self is realized, we are into that Vasana absent Nidra sthiti called Turiya sthiti. Vasanas present Nidra sthiti is Sushupti sthiti. Vasanas totally gone away, that type of Nidra sthiti is Turiya sthiti. Here, the word Nidra used, but simile only. Like in Nidra, we are not aware of the world. So too, thou is awakened to the self. He is not aware of the world as if other than him. The sense of otherness goes away. The reality given to name and form go away. Name and form continue. The substratum of the name and form is realized. That is realized as one's own self. That's called as Parama Pada Sthiti. Jagratapi bhavatyeva vidite parame pade. Therefore, Prakshina Vasana Jivatam Jivana Sthiti. See, Prakshina Vasana ya iha Jivatam Jivana Sthiti. Jivatam while living, Jivana Sthiti. Living the Paramapada Sthiti when Prakshina Vasana. So the two things, Vasana reduction, then knowing of Paramatatva, substrate. They complement each other as they were earlier to complementing the negative way. More thick the ignorance of the self, more deeper and stronger and varied were vasanas. More the vasanas were, they were covering the self more and more. Right now, we have understood both the paddhatis. The Jnana Paddhati to awaken to the reality through the variety of Atmanatma Vivekas, then the Yoga Paddhati of reduction of the Vasanas through Yama Asanadi, all the required sadhana. They are complementing. Lesser the Vasanas, more vivid is the Atma Jnana. More clear is the Atma Jnana. Its glory is tasted, touched, leads to the reduction in the Vasanas. Finally, zero Vasana, absolute self-realization. Like zero self-realization, 100% Vasana, level of life of whatever the vasanas we have. The type of jiva, the type of upadhis, those type of places, that relativity, those thoughts, those actions. So vasanamaya. This particular sarga focusing on vasana, throughout this text we will see hundreds and places. Vasishtha is going to tell us that you are deeply having in your SSS the vasanas. They have to be eliminated. Siddhanta Jnana also we are not able to get strongly because of the vasanas. And the Siddhanta Jnana we got drop everything, convert the Siddhanta Jnana into Anubhuti through the inner sadhanas. If this is not done, even the Siddhanta Jnana also becomes an obstruction if it's not used for moksha because you want to express it all that. That's why this Jnanam of Shastras, Siddhanta Jnana, also if not converted for Paramatma Prapti, maintained only for any outer samsara. At that level, even the Shastra Jnana also is called by saints and sages as Vasana. In Viveka Chudamani, Bhagavan Shankara so goes to this extent of saying clearly, undoubtedly, without any inhibition or hesitation, that the jnana properly will not come to you because of Shastra Vasana also. What he means is only worried about the Siddhanta Jnana and studying all Shastras and only arguing about that. उस टेक्स्ट में उसने क्या कहा वो गुरु ने इस टेक्स्ट में इन्होंने क्या कहा. There are some people who are master of Shastra and they try to prove their mastery in front of others. That also is a vasana if it is not, the knowledge is not converted into experience of this self. Two shlokas in Vivek Chudamani. Says, Lokavasanaya jantoho देहवासनया पिच शास्त्रवासनया ज्ञानम यथावत नैव जायते. Therefore, त्यक्त्वा देहानु लोकानुवर्तनम त्यक्त्वा देहानुवर्तनम then शास्त्रानुवर्तनम त्यक्त्वा चिंतया आत्मानमात्मनि. Hold one shastra, catch how the self is described in that. Through that, reach out to the self. First, focus on Atmanubhava and Moksha. Then study Shastra to be Shrotriya to be able to answer any questions of any Jignasu, Shraddhadu, disciple so that you don't disappoint. है ना इतने दूर से शिष्य आया अब कहते मेरे को नहीं मालूम था. He was disappointed, no? Isn't it? Luckily, आजकल वो बात नहीं. After a few days, I think moksha online also will be available. AI will give you moksha. Nowadays, every Shastra Jnana you get through AI and Chat GPT. You don't even need to come to my classes after some time. And you can just ask that AI को या जो भी होता है. Please tell me essence of the 22nd Sarga of this Leelopakyanam of Yoga Vaashishtha Ramayana Utpatthi Prakaranam. Wait 1 minute, something it will say and it will tell you. It contains these topics. Artificial intelligence is going to come. I will be relaxed that time. तब तक मैं बोलूंगा. उसके बाद you refer to that artificial Swami, not that living Swami. So there it is said, even Shastra Vasana also is an obstruction. Shastra Vasanaya Jnanam Yatavat Neva Jayate. You and I are studying all these Shastras not for creating Vasana but to get more clarity about Tattva Jnana. Only one text you should do, you can do, if you can do. But हमसे नहीं होता हो. That's why we are studying more text. At the higher level of maturity, not many texts, only one text. And not many one text also, only one slok. Isha Vasamidagam Sarvam is enough for moksha. Like that, there are thousands of slokas, single shloka. एक को meditate करो मोक्ष में जाएगा. 2 श्लोक, 1 श्लोक, आधा श्लोक. That's why in our all Shastras, Puranas, somewhere you can see एक शब्द में मोक्ष, एक वाक्य में मोक्ष, तत्वमसी हो गया। उसमें मेडिटेट करो, राइट। नाउ दिस पर्टिकुलर स्टेट ऑफ जीवन मुक्त स्थिति, तुरीय स्थिति, परम पद ज्ञान स्थिति, अमुक्त ही अपरिज्ञाता, सा जीवन मुक्तता, that jivan muktata which is awakened to by that sadhaka is not known by amukta. Who is amukta here? The one who is not freed from, liberated himself from the vasanas. तो जिनको वासनाएं गए नहीं, उनको तत्व ज्ञान सिद्धांत पक्का समझ में नहीं आएगा, साधना नहीं होगा, मोक्ष अनुभव नहीं होगा. दैट्स द सेम थिंग. लोकवासनया जंतो हो देहवासनया अपि च शास्त्रवासनया ज्ञानम यथावत नैव जायते. सिद्धांत ज्ञान यथावत it will not come. Sadhana it won't come. When Siddhanta Jnana is not clear, then how can you do the correct sadhana? When the sadhana is not done, how will the siddhi or anubhuti will come? We are at that stage. Though we are regular to our all classes, serious, sincere, but the other side, and that also very important. We have to conscious about exhausting the existing vasanas, eliminating the existing vasanas, not allowing the new ones to come. वहाँ हम lightly ले लेते हैं. It's like taking very good treatment for the medicine, roga, best medication. But the other side, we're also consuming those things which are the developers of that disease. है ना? पेट दर्द की दवाई लेते हुए भी दर्द फिर से दिलाने वाले पकोड़े खाते गए तो फिर उसको will it the दर्द reduce? Stomach aches because at the time of food heavy thing is given. तो उसको 3 दिन छुट्टी दे दो, सेट हो जाता है बेचारा. हम छुट्टी नहीं देते, हम वही पूछते हैं खाने का हजम नहीं हुआ फिर क्या खाऊं. डॉक्टर भी लिख के देते. हाँ, ग्राहक सब कहते भी खिचड़ी खाना तो ये हो. देन 3 दिन के बाद ही कम्स विथ मोर स्टमक एक. क्या हुआ तुमको? मैंने कहा खिचड़ी खाने को कहा. हाँ, आपने कहा फिर मैं भोजन से पहले भोजन के बाद भी खिचड़ी खा रहा था. अरे यार. उसको छोड़कर मैंने खिचड़ी खाने को कहा, आपने बोला नहीं वैसा. We are the best cartoon in the world. So, in the same way, our job, our present life is what? Anything on the road we put on our head as vasanas. We are more ignorant and more than ignorant, we are stupid. मूर्ख बेवकूफ कि हमें इस जगत का हर समाचार चाहिए, हर व्यक्ति विशेष के बारे में न्यूज चाहिए. अरे यार, that is creating two nonsenses. One, vasana. Second, maintaining the agitated level of the mind. Both of which are obstructions in gaining the spashtata of Siddhanta about Atman and doing sadhana to experience it. That's what in our Taittiriya Shanti mantra. Medhaya pihitaha. The self is hidden because of the medhas, the memory of the everything other than self. हमको बहुत याद है, लेकिन परमात्मा के अलावा सब कुछ. 1932 से लेकर अब तक सिनेमा का, बिना का, शिवा का में which is the best song, all of that we remember, but one shloka of one chapter of Gita we don't remember, one Upanishad mantra we don't remember. That is a problem. Those vasanas are created by us for whatever the reason. हम क्या है ना, मजाक वास्ते, एंटरटेनमेंट के वास्ते करके उसमें इन्वॉल्व होते हैं, बट दैट क्रिएट्स वासना. और इसको इट इज डिफिकल्ट and may not be that much required. With this notion, we never practice it. Therefore, we are always away from the wisdom. ये अपना ही ऑटोबायोग्राफी बोल रहा हूं मैं, आपको भी अच्छा लगा तो आपको भी अलाउड है, स्वीकार कर सकते हैं. ओके, नाउ दिस इज अनदर ब्यूटीफुल सेट ऑफ डिस्कशंस डन. मदर कंटिन्यूस. नाउ 9th मंत्र. शुद्ध सत्वानुपथितं चेतः प्रतनुवासनम् आतिवाहिकताम एति हिमं तापादिव अम्बुताम. इसलिए beside हिमम, the snow, तापाद, when the sun rises and middle में हो जाते हैं because of the surya tapa, the hima, the ice melts to become water. Example, ice melts to become water. One thing only in two states, solid and liquid state. In the same way, the vasanas regarding Stula Deha make the Stula Deha example of ice block. When those vasanas go away, like the ice block becomes water, the Stula Deha Tadatmya goes away. We reach to Ativahika Deha Tadatmya Sthiti. That's meaning of Shuddha Sattva, means all the Deha Tadatma Sambandhi Vasanas have gone away. Then that Sattva, the Antakarana became Shuddha. That Shuddha Sattva Anupattam Chetaha. That Chitta now with the Shuddha Sattva because of elimination of the Deha Sambandhi Vasanas. Pratanu Vasanam. जिसके वासनाएं प्रकर्षेण तनुकृत किए गए हैं. Such chitta now doesn't need to identify with the body, create the body, be with the body, because those vasanas have gone away. Then what will the chitta enter into? It's called ativahikatam eti. It reaches to the ativahika sthiti. तो चित्त में वासनाएं हैं, उसके लिए स्थूल देह की आवश्यकता हो रहा है. स्थूल देह संबंध. If they are all eliminated, then we all are in the ativahika sthiti. Whoever reaches to that stage. So Shuddha Sattva Anupatitam Chetaha Pratanu Vasanam Chetaha Ativahikatam Eti. Example, Tapad Himam Ambutam Iva. Tapat, because of the heat, Himam, the snow, so the baraf, becomes Ambuta, the lit water. Again, pausing, giving a minute time to understand. So, gross body's reality, gross body's identity, and feeling of gross body necessity. All of that is because of vasanas, which can be eliminated. After eliminating, one grows beyond the stula deha tadatmya, feels the total ativahikata of oneself. Chitta reaches to the ativahika sthiti. इसी देह में रहते हुए, हाँ, that yoga प्रक्रिया में वगैरह, as we just now said 10 minutes back, even to maintain the body, the things required are directly taken from the Sukshma Jagatu, no need of the Stula thing also. Stula world. Hai. As we said yesterday, when you lift him, he weighs. When you put him on the weighing machine, it will show the weight. But he won't feel that weight. Hai. Any example, Swami? I don't know whether it's a fit example or not. A person of 100, 200 kilos, you saw them. आपको देखते हैरान होते, यू आर 50 kg, 200, 4 गुना ज्यादा. हैरान होते यार. बट उसको पूछ, he says मेरे 200 kg मुझे वेट नहीं है. He doesn't feel heaviness of himself. That's what example. Not that he is a yogi in the Ativahika sthiti. It is an example. That's why I said sometimes. Example, if it doesn't match, drop the example, point, you catch it. So, Ativahika means in the waking plane, though the Stula Sharira functionings, etc. are happening, but our identity is with the Sukshma Sharira only. व्यवहार के वास्ते स्थूल देह का सब कुछ हो रहा है. But he is not in identity with the Stula. It is with the, he is with the Sukshma Tadatma only. That is the sthiti. Okay. Then, this individual who, by eliminating the Stula Sharira Vasanas, transcended the Stula Sharira Tadatmya, now he is in the Ativahika Deha, such one only. Ativahikatam Yatam, once the identity of the Chitta reached to the Ativahika Sthiti, Buddham, awakened even to the next stage of reality, Chitta Antarair Manaha, that individual who has realized the self having gone to the Ativahika Sthiti of his mind, क्या होता है उसका ना, चित्तांतरई ही, with other chittas, sarga janmantaragatai hi. Sarga janmantar means of contemporary world, or even the past world, or even the future world. Siddhair milati. It can even join with the mana of the Siddhas Purushas, also of the past and future beings, and even the Devatadi also. When one reaches to that Ativayika sthiti, then awakening to the self sthiti. So why is it? You know it very easily. From the pure consciousness only, all other Devata Siddha Purushas are supported. When I identify with that consciousness self, so then the Siddha Purushas, the Devatas, they become accessible to me. I can see them, I can talk to them. You know? So from the general body, general member, you are promoted into the executive committee level. Then you become accessible, they become accessible to you to sit and discuss, etc. Same is said here. आतिवाहिकतां यातं मनः बुद्धं मनः चित्त अंतरैः सर्ग जन्म अंतर्गतैः सिद्धैः मिलति. So Leela wants to go and see that loka, that grama of that Brahmana 8 days back only who died. So to go to that, and that is only your question, but along with that, many other details also I am giving you. There are Divya Purushas, Devatas, Siddha Purushas are there. We are the Stula Deha, we are in familiarity with the other Stula beings. So, but when we reach to the Ativahika Sthiti, they become accessible to us. That's how you can see some of such people. They are in contact with that, the Siddha Purushas, etc. From them, they keep getting messages which they pass on to us. है ना? एक ज्योतिषादि शास्त्रों का अध्ययन से भी people know few many things. So some people do know it by the upasana ityadi shakti. Some of them are, you know, in contact with such siddha purushas. From them they get the guidance. It is there. And on this, some fiction movies also have come. You can see. Huh? You can be tuning yourself to the great Jyotisha Shastra Vedas by reaching into the Ativayika state. Then they reveal to you the Jyotisha Rahasyas and Sukshmata. That's why some people seemingly, matlab for our vision, they have not gone through all those formal studies, educations, or not even the Shastras. But कोई भी सवाल पूछो पक्का जवाब दे रहे हो लोग. कहाँ से आ रहा है वो? They are in contact with those Siddha Purushas and all. In that way, same thing. If you are in total surrender and contact with Sri Adi Shankara Bhagwan, all his writings become accessible, familiar to you. He will bless. That is the meaning of Upasana and blessing. So to be tuned to Bhagwan Vyasa, all the Vyasa, Jnana Vyasa Rachanas get tuned to you. That's why we are told every day to remember those gurus whose Shastras we are studying. If you are in tune with Vasishthaji, all what he is teaching is revealed to us. If you are in tune with Valmiki ji, unke rachna hai. If you are in tune with Sri Tulsidas ji, all his Kavitavali, Gitavali, Dohavali, whatever the Rattavali, Tulsi Ramayana, all of that you will be able to access. If you are tuned to Mahakavi Kalidasa, to all his Kumara Sambhavam, Abhignana Shakuntalam, Ruchakatigam, all these granthas you can be. Malavika Agnimitram, all the love stories he wrote, but his literature is famous for the Sanskrit Bhasha. And there is some sadhana that these are there. You understood? Siddhai Milati word is now clear to us. It's a new knowledge to us. One thing is, by knowing the self, we can get moksha. That is one. Second, our chitta, when it goes beyond this Tula Dehadi Tadatmya, this chitta can access who? The Adivahika Dehadhari, other Siddha Purushas, who are very much there beyond the time, past, present, future. Some have merged in the self, some are in the higher worlds. Some took Stula Deha and working. Some are in that Ativahika Sthiti only. They are all possibilities. And when we read all our Puranas, we can see, no, Indra going to Brahmaloka, Brahmadeva coming to Gandharva Loka, Gandharva going to that Loka. It's not just like that written. And only when science proves to you, then you believe. That's the problem. But okay. But these are all through the yogic practices. Up to this visa, Ativahikatam Yatam Buddham Manaha Chittantaraihi Sarga Janmantargataihi Siddhahi Milati. And that's Stula Sharira or Tyadatma Yukta Vasanas. Those who possess, they can't even access or tune to the co-fellow human beings also with their extreme selfish vasanas. They create fighting only with everyone. They are in enmity only with everyone. What life of enmity with our own family members we are living, and what knowledge of rising above Stula Deha Tadatma and reaching to Ativayika Sthiti and accessing the Siddha Purusha's knowledge we are studying. दोनों में कितना फर्क है देखो. है ना? Like 24 hours of the day spent in service of the whole society in the chosen field, in whatever the way. वो जिंदगी कहाँ है? दिन में 10 बार खाते हुए गधे की तरह टीवी के सामने बैठकर प्रोग्राम्स देखते हुए वो जीवन है. फर्क दोनों में कोई संबंध है? जमीन आसमान है ना फर्क. An utter selfish life of bhoga bhoga and another life of all the time serving the world in different fields. Each one, spiritual field is ultimate, there's no doubt about it, but everybody is not accessible to that. For everybody, it is not immediately needed. Many things are needed by many people, and many great people are working in those fields tirelessly, relentlessly, selflessly. Zindagi bhar no chawar. And they're great. Only the Ishvara knows them, he rewards them accordingly. Stupid other people who are one-minded people, biased minded, they won't see that. Like for example, a school teacher, 40 years he taught in that school, 35 years. How many thousands and thousands of people he gave the education, whether it is a mathematics or physics, etc. He is the cause of all those children to grow in those subjects. Na? It's not an ordinary seva. हाँ, to survive he takes the salary etc. वो तो चाहिए फिर बंदा तो जिंदा होना है ना काम करने को. That great life of so many people serving in different way and the life of fellow eating, sleeping, सब इसी तरह the people who are creating enmity with the core friends and relatives only, and the other people are the knowledge that's given here, reach to Ativahika and access the Siddha Purushas and get guided by them. मजेदार है कि नहीं? हम वही है, चारों तरफ गुरु लोग हमारे घर भी आते हैं गुरु, एंड वी डोंट एक्सेस देम. वी आर विथ आवर फ्रेंड्स, घूमते जाते, फोन में लगे रहते 24 घंटे. हाँ, कोई भी संत महात्मा को शर्म है तो घर, किसी का घर नहीं नहीं जाना चाहिए जहां इस तरह की बेइज्जती होती. And that's why no Mahatmas, you know, we are not inviting Mahatmas into our house or we are not going to meet them means we have lost that blessings. That's all. और कुछ नहीं. That works in whatever the way. That is secondary. Like I get dukkha. That is my prarabdha. In whatever the way comes, it is secondary. दुख तो होता है इसी तरह. We miss the Mahatma Santa, proof that we have lost that blessings or that punya is not there. Idea is accessing the Mahatmas at the subtler level we are talking. You know, is one. One is blindly praying. Blindly means without knowing, only with Shraddha. That also works, but it's very lower level. But ourselves eliminating vasanas rising above Sthula Deha Tadatmya, reaching to Adivahika, then accessing the Siddha Purushas. Something beautiful, no? Should it not be our aim, goal, or at least pursuit? Ativahikatam yatam buddham manaha chittantaraihi sargajanmantargatahi siddhahi milati na itarat. Okay, then how to transcend this dehatadhatmya? How to go beyond the vasana? So, how to reach to ativahikata? Then how to access the Mahatmas to whom they reveal, isn't it? घूमते रहते लेकिन नहीं दिखते. They don't want to reveal. They won't become access. This is all we saw in Patanjali Yoga Darshanam, in some of the mantras or sutras of Vibhutipad. See the next sloka, very interesting. Yada sadhana. What is the sadhana? So, that to access the Mahatmas, that they allow us to see them. What is the sadhana? To eliminate those vasanas. What is the main sadhana? To come out of Deha Tadatmya. All the four things. Deha Tadatmya gone. The cause of that, the vasanas also gone. We reach to the Adivayika Sthiti. Then the Siddhas Mahatmas are accessible. Four in one. क्या एक साधना करने से all these four are achieved. The answer in the 11th mantra. But very difficult for us to accept it and do. Understand करते हैं. अब इतने अकलमंद हो गए, सब समझते हैं. कि यदा ते यमहं भावः स्वभ्यासात् शान्तमेष्यति तदोदेष्यति ते स्पारात् दृश्यान्ता बोधता स्वयं. Oh, here na 3 in 1 sadhana bata rahe. Like we used to have transistors or tape records. Then 2 in 1 came. And a radio and record player. Third one, 3 in 1 came. Recorder come player come radio. You know those days क्या मजा थे यार. एक छोटा ऐसा इंस्ट्रूमेंट इतने धूम मचाते थे. अभी इतने सारे चीजें बट हम उसको टेस्ट कर ही नहीं सकते. एक्सेसिव हो गया. So here 3 in 1 sadhana. Wonderful, huh? Very detailed. This sarga is little important. That's why I'm going through every sloka for my clarity too. कहते हैं कि यदा जब whenever te your ayam aham bhavaha, this ahankara of yours, so abhyasat, by your own guided and chosen and correct abhyasas, authentic shanti meshyat, when it gets sublimated, quieted, your ahankara. This is one sadhana. With that, one result is what? You are no more imposing your ego in the world. Therefore, you won't suffer in the world as a reaction by the world. Why the world troubles me? Only one reason, I am egoistic. That's it. अब वो वाला प्रॉब्लम जाएगा क्योंकि I transcended ego. So with the world, the enmity goes away. 3 in 1 में one result. Second is, when the ahankara is transcended, you reach to ativahika sthiti. Third one is what he said, Yadate ayam aham bhavaha, so abhyasat shantimeshati. Tada, third one here says, दो हमने बताया, एक आत्वाहिकता, दूसरा worldly problems gone. Third, tada udeshyati te sparat. Spashta rupena, for you, this gets awakened, this gets arisen in you. What is that? Drishyanta bodhata swayam. The bodha of the Atman happens where the end of all the drishya. So drishya rahita, drishya corresponding drashta rahita, drashta drishya rahita, druk swarupa atma bodha will awaken in you. One enemy if you remove that ahankar. And this is a big subject. 4 or 5 days one can deeply contemplate on that. That what is the position of ego? Where is the need of the ego? Where is the ego is not needed? And how the ego is becoming kanta in our every path of life. That's why this ego is compared by Adi Shankara Bhagavan in Viveka Chudamani with a kanta in the throat. जैसे कि गले में कांटा आ गया, no, can he eat anything? Can he drink anything? Ahankar is a kanta in my own gala. After which I cannot. Very delicious food is there. Wonderful sumptuous drinks, all of them are there. You can't eat. क्यों गले में कांटा अटक गयो? भोक्तुर गले कंटकवत प्रतीतम. This is the sentence he says in Vivek Chodaman. Bhoktur gale kantakavatt. Good example, no? Another thing he says about the ego in Vivek Chudavadi, very few humorous it is. Ki, in Vedanta, generally we study Rajju Sarpa Bhranti, that on the rope the snake is projected. For some time it gives fear, and because the snake is not real, if not immediately after 20 minutes, half an hour, the rope will be realized because oh, शाम का समय हमेशा नहीं रहता या संध्या वाला समय सुबह होते ही फुल लाइट आएगा then you will be able to see the rope as rope snake goes away. This is generally in Vedanta example. But imagine if it is the other way around that so much of Vedanta you heard about Rajya Sarva Bhranti, in one place suddenly you saw a snake. But your Vedanta Jnanam is so pakka कि you took that snake to be rope and लेकर गले में डाल दिया. बताओ देन क्या होगा जब यू टेक द serpent as the rope and take it and put in your neck or waist. हो गए खत्म बात. That is what the example he gives for ahankara. Taking identity with ahankara is like taking the snake to be the rope and putting on our neck. अहंकारे कर्तरि अहमिति मतिं मुञ्च सहसा विवेकाभावाद् वै स्फुरति भुजगे रज्जुदिषणा ततोऽनर्थव्रातो निपतति समाधातुरधिकः प्रतीतश्चिन्मूर्तेः तव सुखतनोः संसृतिरियम्. You are a sukhatanu atmavastu. But why this samsara? Because you took the serpent of the ego as a rope and you have put it on your head or neck. Ahankare kartari ahamiti matim muncha sahasa. And we are so strong in our ego with everything we have and we don't have. That's why neither peace in the world nor the state of atibahikata and never is the moksha. And other way thing is what? Everything we can give up and we can't give up ego. That's the biggest problem. And what the Guru says, you don't need to give up anything. Give up ego, everything stands given up. Because everything belongs to Ahankara only. Ahanta mamata tyaga. Nirmamo nirahankaraha. Is there any chapter in Gita where this phrase doesn't come? Nirmamaha nirahankaraha. Sashanti madhigachati. Samadukha sukakshami. Every chapter it comes. So here also Mother says, your ego when you transcend, then you will reach to a self state freed from drushya. Drushya rahita bodha sthiti you awaken to. Drushya anta bodhata swayam. That is moksha. Okay, but you are not ready for that. At least give up your tadatmya vistula sharira and come to the atibahika sthiti. Let us travel together. That's what Mother is going to say. तो यदा ते अयम अहम भाव स्वाभ्यासात शांति में शति. So it's an abhyasa with which the aham bhava is reduced. That is where the bhakti comes to our help. सबको भगवान को अर्पण करो और जिस ईगो से सब कुछ भगवान को अर्पण किया उसको भी भगवान को अर्पण कर देना. That's why kayena vacha manasa indriyaiva buddhya atmanava. Even the ego, everything. Karomi yadisagalam parasmai narayana. I am pausing here because important thought. Yada te ayam aham bhavaha swabhyasat. Swabhyasa means suabhyasa. With your proper conscious effort. Shanti meshyat. And we are ego for what reason? Whatever intellectual knowledge we have, mental capacities, emotions we have, or the power of the sense organs, or the body, or the outer money. अरे ये सब प्रभु चाहे तो किसी को दे सकते हैं, किसी को से भी ले सकते हैं. You know, there is some Ishwariya Shakti. He can give it to anyone and remove anyone. That's what in Bhaja Govindam. Ma kuru dhana jana yavana garvam. Ahankar mat karo because of dhana and jana yavana. Why? Harati nimeshat kala sarva. The kala is so powerful. In a minute, it takes away everything. Maya maya vidam akhilam buddhva brahma padam tvam pravisha viditva. All this maya. What is the mamata with the things and maintaining the strong ahanta? All that is maya. Reach to that brahma pada. Same thing is said in many languages. See, language means very many ways of presentation. It is presented, but the thing remains the same. हाँ, जैसे प्रभु की कृपा हो गया तो रंक राजा बनेंगे, राजा रंक बनेंगे. You are seeing in front of our own eyes, Suddenly somebody is recognized by somebody and he is taken into either sports or cinema or politics. Thus, these all may he becomes superstar only. And the other superstar, एक दो घोटाले उसके बैठे बाहर आ गए, then he is not known to anyone in the world. Where are the ex-presidents, ex-prime ministers, ex-chief ministers? कहाँ गए? Business magnates, great sports personalities. Isn't it? Nobody. That's what when Raja Bali offers so many things to Bhagavan Vamana. After Vamana asking for teen pag ka jaga do bas, he says, you are insulting me asking. I am Raja Bali. I can give so much. I am Trilokadipati. He says, Lord Narayana there, Vaman roop mein. How many Rajas came, how much of kingdom they had, how much of enjoyments they had, how much of arrogance they had. Are they anybody here? Did they take any of the wealth from here? This is what in that Sanskrit shloka the meaning. Whereas some great bhaktas like Shivi Ityadi, they are remembered for eternity because for the other sake of jivas they offered something. Therefore, I need तीन पग जमीन दे दो ज्यादा जायदाद नहीं चाहिए मुझे फिर हर तरह का घोटाला हो जाएगा. And those 3 foot land also fit. He did not ask for himself. He asked for Indra. Because Indra is brother, Upendra, Vamana Bhagavan. And for Indra is also is what? Indra is a state as a position which caters to the need of the world. The rewards. वो 3 पग भी अपने लिए नहीं मांगा. At that time he says, why I want all of that? This is one way of saying. So everywhere the two enemies are Aham and Mama. Stronger the Aham, more he has the Mama possession. More and more the Mama possession, stronger will be the Aham. Wherever Aham Mama is strong, one is 100% in samsara, gross. He is never even can understand the Ativahikata and never about bodha awakening to the reality. Therefore, you try all your efforts to eliminate. तो कितने बातें हो गई अभी? One, she said, vicharana. For one question of Leela, that the vicharana is the sadhana for you. Second thing was told was Narayana, exhaust and eliminate the vasanas. Now the third one said is give up the ego. Sadhanas, jo Vignana Abhyasa means these are the things we have to do the Abhyasa of. Then the other positive Abhyasa of Aham Brahmas. That will be told later. So यदा ते अयम अहम भावः स्वभ्यासात् शान्तिमेष्यति तदा उदेश्यति ते स्पारात् दृश्यान्ता बोधता स्वयं. That's how the ego is obstruction for our realizing the self. That's why in that sannyasa diksha, dehatadhatmya, then kutumbhatadhatmya, varnatadhatmya, ashram, सारे छोड़ देते. I am the only pursuer of Brahman. That's it. The pranamopasana I do. And the Tattvasi Mahavakya, Brahmasi Mahavakya Chintana I do. That's it. Till I realize that, till the body falls, for the maintenance of body, that Bhikshacharya I do. Madhukari Bhiksha or any of the Bhikshas that are mentioned. आतिवायिकता ज्ञानम स्थितिमेष्यति शाश्वतीं यदा तदा हि असंकल्पात् लोकान् रक्षसि पावनान्. That's what. Before you awaken to Bodha, if that is achieved, ultimate goal ho gaya. But a step below that, when you have transcended Sthula Deha Tadatmya and reached to the Sukshma Deha Tadatmya, which is called as Ativahika Deha here, Ativahikata Jnanam Sthiti Meshasti Shastitim Yada. When permanently you are identified with the Ativahika is equal to transcended the Adibhautika Tadatmyata, Tadahi uh, Asankalpan Lokan Drakshasi Pavanan. The non-sthula sukshma lokas, which are very much is there in the very horizon, you will be able to see them. The asankalpa loka means the sthula nahi sukshma lokas and the higher and diviner worlds, realms, you can see. है ना? Like some people. Have you seen this old temple of 1,000 years? है ना? In your own town. He says, in my town, such a temple, I am born, brought up here, now I am 60 years old, 70 years old. I never saw it, I never seen. Now, this fellow, throughout his 70 years, staying in the very same village, any town, he was so busy in going every place. So, doesn't have any information that there is such a old, beautiful temple. क्योंकि इसमें बिजी है इसी तरह वी आर ऑल बिजी इन अवर ओन स्थूल शरीर स्थूल वस्तु स्थूल भोग स्थूल व्यक्ति स्थूल राग द्वेष स्थूल संसार all of that we are busy. That's why the sukshma divya lokas, though they are around us, we are not able to access them. Like the beings also. Do you know that great Mahatma Siddha Purusha in your own town? अरे और एक महात्मा है क्या मेरे टाउन में और एक मतलब मैं सोचा मैं ही हूँ you understand? He say that he is busy with his ego and all, then he won't care, isn't it? As much we have professional jealousies with other successful people, spiritually we don't even have information. आज इसी time in your town, how many jnani, siddha purushas, stula rupena they are moving. You are busy in your TV. You are busy in your chapati paratha, गर्मी में गजरेला और सरसों का साग और मकई दा रोटी. You are busy in that. तुम महात्मा बाहर भी घूम रहे हैं. You are not interested. प्रूफ्स बहुत सारे हो गए कि नहीं अभी यदा तदा ही असंकल्पान लोकान द्रक्ष्यसि पावना. So this is an introduction or initiation for what we are going to see in the next two sargas, where really Leela goes to the Ativahika Sthiti, both Leela and Mother हाथों हाथ मिलाकर मिलकर सारे लोक घूमते हैं. And all those subtle realms which are not revealed in other shastras, पुराणों में है वो झलक के रूप में है बट नॉट विविडली. हियर विल बी डिपिक्टेड पिक्टोरियसली. वैसे इन ऑल पुराणास डिफरेंट लोकास आर डिस्क्राइब, है ना? वैकुंठ लोक वर्णन, हाउ मेनी प्लेसेस इट केम, कैलास वर्णन इट केम, इंद्रलोक वर्णन, इज ऑल सो मेनी. हम पढ़ते नहीं बस. Only when the science proves physically with telescopes, Hubbles, James and all, then we believe it. When through Yoga Shakti, we ourselves can go to those lokas. We are not awakened or aware. For that, the intellectual awakening chahiye hota hai for the scientific discoveries. For these higher spiritual things, purity of the heart, Shraddha, these are required. वहाँ प्योरिटी श्रद्धा की जरूरत नहीं है. बस intellectually you pursue those things revealed. यहाँ you need not worry intellectually. Have Shraddha and purity, just you will be able to understand. You will be even lifted, shifted there to those lokas. And how many, as we told you the other day, gurus have taken the disciples to different lokas in their dhyana avastha or in even sleep during dream time and gave various darshanas. जैसे आप कोई गांव गए किसी शहर में तो आपके दोस्त हो या कोई पता इवन अनजान बंदा हो पकड़कर आपका हाथ ले जाकर वो बढ़िया भगवान का दर्शन करा के ले आता. You never thought it will become happen so easily. But your punya was there, somebody was prompted from somewhere. Suddenly you are going into taxi and you are worried how to have darshan. You just little loudly said, यार डर लग रहा है, whether I get a good accommodation and दर्शन. The taxi वाला says, अरे accommodation पता मुझे है, दर्शन तो मैं कराता हूँ, पंडित जी मेरे ही दोस्त है. He will get it all done. How many times it happened to Stula Rupena? In the same way, when the heart is pure and it's Shraddha, so many gurus take us to do different worlds, different realms, different subtle experiences. होते रहते हैं. Oh, beautiful. This world is very small where we are, and very gross, and very limited, and continuously perishable, giver only of the dukkha. That's why anityam asukham lokam imam. This whole world is anitya and asukha. You have come here now, worship me, Mam Bhajasva Krishna. Bhagavan Gita mein kehte 9th chapter. Last but one shloka. 33rd. Anityavasam lokam imam pramavasmam manmanava madbhakto madhyaji. Exactly that will be the answer by Mother Saraswati to the question of Leela. As to when she asks after the 20th mantra, tell me one sadhana by which I reach to the self. Here Bhagavan said manmana madbhakto. 10th mein machitta matgata prana. Same thing will be told here. Tat chintanam, tat katanam, anyonyam, tat prabodhanam. We will see that. So far, you see, yesterday, today, not one or two, more than 12, 13 beautiful thoughts are communicated to us. Each one of them are precious. With pure heart, when we contemplate, the thing is understood, that's its glory also understood. Then we feel the need of practicing it. So reduce the stula deha tadatmya vasanas, reach to the ativahika sthiti. And all of that can happen when our ego is sublimated. Our ego is only two folds it has got. One, functionally the servant of the world as guided by the Lord. The other purpose is of the ego is to merge in the reality. इसके अलावा कहीं भी हमें कुछ भी क्लेम करते हुए ईगो मेंटेन नहीं करना. Okay. Then Adivaikta Jnanam Sthitimesh Dishashidam Yada Tadahi Asankalpa Lokan Drakshas Bhavanan Vasanata Neve Tasmat Kuru Yatnam Anindite Tasmin Pradumupayate Jivan Mukta Bhavishyasi, the Panch Shloka number 13. He says Anindite, O Ninda Rahita, pure hearted Leela. Tasmat yatnam kuru. Therefore, do your all efforts. Put your all efforts for what? Vasana tanave. To do the tanukaranam of the vasana, to thin away the vasanas, to reduce and remove the vasanas. Tasmin praudimupayate. When you are reaching to the great successes of eliminating your maximum vasanas or all vasanas, jivan mukta bhavishyasi. Jite ji, you will become mukta, liberated from all bondages, is equal to you will realize your actual self, which is the self of all. So from that shloka, some other beautiful thoughts we'll touch tomorrow, followed by Leela's question. Then mother tells that one, sadhana, again beautiful one, Vignana Abhyasa, which is the name of the Sarga. After all these are done, up to mantra 33, in the next one, Leela and Prajna, both of them, Prajna means Saraswati Mata, Akasha Gamana. They go into the Akasha, into different worlds. Majedar text, I tell you. I don't know if it's accessible to you, interesting to you, you're able to understand or not. मेरे को नहीं पता, मैं तो कर भगवान करवा रहे, I don't know. So this is generating in us to the sankalpa to at least enter into Ativayika Sthiti, to get rid of all the nonsense of Jagat and Stula Jarira and Stula Jagat. And with Ativayika Deha, let us access the different worlds. That's not the highest. Highest is direct awaken to the reality. Totally vasanas, when they are exhausted, you reach to the Aham Brahmasmi Anubhuti. And all this what we are setting, so this is never new. We have already seen. Punya vasanas, punya loka, papa vasana, papa loka, atma jnana vasana, moksha. That's it. What vasana we are talking here are nothing but our own karma with karma vala sakti, with kartrutva and ahankar. Behind it is desires. Up to desire and desire prompted actions we are familiar with. But where from desires are coming, that's what is talked here. That is from vasanas. few more beautiful thoughts. Continuation. Let's enjoy tomorrow. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. बोल श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय, वशिष्ठ भगवान की जय, सरस्वती माता की जय, लीला माता की जय, आप सब संतन की जय. थैंक यू. तत्वमसी आ जाओ.